Yeah, it's your boy Danny J. Quick, and I'm here with Kyron Silva. And we want to thank you for joining the Four Tales podcast.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.
We're about to talk some comics and get a little bit controversial. Everything from indie books to movie deal level commercial. With no rehearsals when we converse to coerce you. And then we do the quick takes and try to get to the person. So join us and get your comic book a few more sales once a week wherever you pod. It's Four Tales. Once a week wherever you pod. It's Four Tales.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics in collaboration with Fourth Wall Production respectfully brings to you the 146th episode of the Four Tales podcast. I am your host, Kyron Silva from Taurus Comics. Across the way, I still can't do that right, is the periwinkle essayist of Aceblade, Danny J. Quick, and together we are your two award-winning Blurred Karma creators here to help you find your next favorite comic. We are live on the Age of Geekdom network via Facebook, Instagram, Kick. Nope, we are not on Kick.
We are not on Kick.
No, we kick out. So
we are not on Kick. No at all.
We're never again. Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. So if you're listening and watching us live, thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and view this podcast because all your positive reviews, interactions help us reach a big audience. Y'all suck on Kick. I'm just gonna let y'all know right now.
That was terrible last week. I will never ever go back there.
Oh my god, what is it about that platform? It just breeds hatred, and
I don't know. It's like people just people find a platform that they can say and do whatever they want, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is.
Not be humans, basically.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what it seems like.
So how you doing though?
I'm doing good, man. This week was a good week, even though it snowed here and the kids were out of school all week except for the day, and I had to feed my children 3 times a day, every day, and they're expensive. I have 4 of them, and I was hoping they were going to be back in school this week, but
the thing that you said that happened, what is it? Snow, is that the word you used?
Yeah, y'all don't.
What is that?
Y'all don't get snow out there? I thought it snowed everywhere. Y'all don't get snow?
What is the snow?
Oh, y'all have that opposite thing, fire. Y'all have fire out there where you are, and we have snow. And thankfully, snow is nowhere near. Well, I can't say it's not as destructive, but at least it doesn't spread. Like the flames do. So our thoughts and prayers are always with the folks still dealing with that damage. Actually, I just saw a comic book store local to me. They're doing an auction to help raise money for one of their customers who has family out there, and it's good to see the community coming together.
I mean, if they want to get some money together for me, I need stuff.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm all right. Just been working, trying to get things together. Since I've finished Ballad of the Black Rose, moved on to new projects, and
like what? There's other stuff that you do. What?
Yeah.
What are you working on now?
I can't tell you.
You could tell me. Like, this is the place to do that.
No, I can't. I'll tell you in our secret chat, but I can't say it here because somebody might be watching.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, so. I'll take that. Okay.
Yeah. But I got some things coming down the line. Hopefully I should be done with this by the end of February. And
so I'm assuming it's not a Taurus Comics title because you could tell me that. Okay. All right. Never mind.
I'm not saying what it is. Just look out for it is all I'm saying. Okay.
Okay, cool. Got you.
And I'm still waiting on my logo that you're supposed to be making for me.
Oh yeah. Remind me tomorrow. I'll have time. No,
I reminded you last week, and you said you'd have
no,
time, but
that was not reminding me. You brought it up while we were doing the show. Can't work on it while I'm on the show. I mean, I could, but
how's that? You know what? Let me remind you of something then. Okay.
okay.
November 2024,
Hmm.
we were doing our show. We had this thing called the Beam Awards. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. All right. So I'm going to remind you because the guest that we have on today is a winner of the Beam Awards.
yes, absolutely.
Actually, I think he won a couple different
You won
categories,
too.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But we're going to bring him on because I'm getting aggravated that Danny hasn't got my logo done. And it's been like 3 months now.
I did it. I literally, it wasn't 3 months, first of all. Second of all, the day you told me about it, you didn't give me a due date, and I gave you a draft, a rough draft the very next morning.
Okay. So, anyways, we're going to bring this man on. He's a writer and artist, talented young man by the name of Tarik Holmes. And Tarik,
What's
say
up, everybody? I'm sorry. I was laughing here about the logo comment. I know I know you know how busy you guys are with everything. So I imagine Danny must be like busy with everything. So
he's
No,
not. He's not.
no,
He
no,
really
I
not.
chopped you out, Dan. Sorry.
no, it's not. I'm not. No, I really am. I was up with my wife. I was literally at my wife's salon last night at almost midnight, putting up a barn door, like a you know the barn doors. She's expanding her business, and I was out there helping out. So the last couple of weeks have been crazy, but we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you, man. Yo, Tarik, I've known you for a little while. I'll tell people I got to give Brian J. Lambert credit because the first time I saw your work was on a cover that he got commissioned by Sean Hill, and you colored it. And I saw your coloring process video on your YouTube. Well, he had shared it on Facebook. I saw it on YouTube, and I was like, "Yo, this dude is amazing." I was like, "This dude is amazing." And at that very moment, I decided I was gonna get a Sean Hill and Tarik Holmes cover too. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna have them draw, but I'm gonna have them do something. And
And you know what's funny after that? It's like ever since Brian put us together, it's like then you started putting us together, then someone else started putting us together. So I haven't got an official name for it, but we call ourselves the dynamic duo.
Hey,
Because
that's
we're just
cool.
doing the covers for everybody. So it was that was definitely an experience for sure.
it works, man. It works. It looks great. So
Yeah.
tell everybody about yourself. What is it that you do in comics, and what you got coming up.
All right, guys. So my name is Tarik Holmes. I am a freelance animation animator, and I'm an artist. I've been in the business for about 7 to 8 years now. I've been on and off in combos for about 2-3 years. I started up as as a artist, working on graphic design, working with different businesses, different publishers at that time. And I got into the comic book business probably around 2017, because that's when I first worked with Black Box Comics. To those that know Black Box Comics, those are the ones that did books like IT, The Secret Modern World and Banking. Did what's it called? Some other titles I can't even think of right now, but like I was working with them for a couple of times, and then after that, I went back to working on other publishers at the time, Northern Wind Comics, and then I started working along with other people with like Concrete, Wingless, and then of course Ace Blade. So been in and off around, and until around probably like 2 years ago, I started to launch my own book, my own brand, which is TJ Comics. And I just had one simple story, which was Atlas. And then after Atlas came along, then my brother decided to pitch in and decided to launch his book, and that was Waffle-Boy. And so this is about 2 years now that we was able to, since we launched our books, and it's been a huge success. Everyone's been liking the books we're coming in, and I get the same questions: when's the next book coming? When's the next book coming? So I'm like, oh Lord, I didn't realize the world was going to be this bad, crazy. But so that's been my journey so far. I've started from an artist to also an animator. I've been working as a freelance animator for quite some time.
I've been seeing that, man. I've been seeing that. Your work is awesome, man. Like I said, not only did you do that piece for us, you colored.
Wait, you did what was the piece that he did for you?
He did the Ace Blade #7 variant cover that Sean Damian Hill did, and I wish I would have just grabbed a copy because I have them here. But it's the amazing piece where Terrell Durham is on one side of the glass and he's looking at Ace Blade in the there it is. Yeah.
See, I knew what it was. I was just waiting for you to say what it was, but
so you can show it. I see.
Yeah.
We got to get back in sync. This is like our second episode back from break, and we got to get back in sync. But in addition to that one, he also did our Bequest hardcover with Ace Blade, King Supreme Lumberjacks, Harlem, and Scarlet Ranger. He did the colors on that one too. So yeah, man, just amazing work. I think you would do an amazing Saw the Lightning Wielder though. Kyron's character. I think you would do a great job with that. So we gotta get. We're gonna have to get Kyron to commission you. I might have to commission you myself to get you to do one of Kyron's.
I don't understand how we're gonna use my money for something that's your idea.
I said I might commission him myself. I said I might do it myself.
I just wanted to make sure, like, you just automatically giving out my money, and I'm like, well, dang, I ain't like you. I ain't selling tens of thousands of books every month or something like that.
It's my job as the co-host. It's my job as co-host to advocate for you to spend your money for sure.
All right. Well, here I was going to show this to the hardcore cover that you're talking about.
Yeah,
which was there, and you're correct. These are amazing pieces of art that he did.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, man. So you said 2017, man. That's not a long time.
No.
To be drawn. So I know that you and I share a similar experience with the art institutes. And I'll say my experience was I did decent with AI, man, even though they shut down and they sent me my money back because their school may have been practicing some.
Yes.
Yeah. But
wait, what?
Yeah, it's a whole story. But so what happened was the school, for some reason, they lost accreditation, and so what happened was there was a split. So for those that were graduating that year, they were able to graduate and get their the diploma and so forth. To those that weren't graduating in the graduating year, we had to find a different school, and we had to get our we lose our credits. So there was this whole issue where just discreditation. They just lost the money, they lost the business, and the teachers were just like telling us, get your transcript done, get everything done, because they're about to kick us out. They're about to leave. They were gone, and at that time when that happened, I was like in my second year semester, and when that happened, I said, "Oh my God, I don't know where to go from here." Because like there was like no where I was located. That was the only art school we had in the area. I think besides there's an art school in Maryland, but it's like far from where I'm at. So I was like, it was in DC. It was a perfect spot. But then when they said the accreditation was like, I said, oh God. Yeah. And then all the work I've been putting in for this school, I'm like, this is not gonna work. So that was a whole different story. Go on.
So but going into getting into art, like, did you always know that you wanted to be an artist, or was that just something that you discovered that you enjoyed, as you were leaving high school?
It was a childhood dream. When I was very young, I grew up around a lot of my relatives who were into comic books. My uncles, they were into old school books. Like you're talking like the Incredible Hulk TV show back in the day, the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Those people, they got me hooked into reading comic books. So back then,
I'm starting to feel old now. Dang it!
Right,
you attacking me my age. Like I know I agree.
Back in the olden days when Kyron was watching stuff live,
we had DVR back then. If you could figure out your VCR, you'd be all right.
But I would argue those were the good times. Now, so that's where I grew up on. So I grew up on those things, and so from there, I would just randomly start drawing, Batman, Spider-Man, Superman. Of course, Spider-Man is my character. So, and I think at that time, that's when I got to, I think it was around early 2000 when Marvel introduced the Ultimate Universe, and I was so hooked on the Ultimate Spider-Man run. And so from there, I was thinking, maybe I should start create my own superhero, and that's when I got the idea of it wasn't Atlas then, but it was Atlas at the time. But at first, I called them, you just how like normally when you have superheroes, you have the superpower, and you call me the whatever man or whatever girl.
Yeah.
I called Waterman. So that was the general thing, and
that's how Ace Blade came to be.
Yeah.
No,
He was just like he has an ace and there's a blade.
So so what's funny is when I had this idea, and when I was in elementary school, my school had some kind of book. It wasn't really a contest, but some kind of project they want all us to work on, and they want us to put an idea into a hardcover book. And so me as a young child, I was like, hey, this would be a perfect opportunity to launch my superhero character, Waterman. And I started working on, the story, just a general synopsis of how he's getting a freak accident, he got his superpowers, and then here he is fighting this fireman, whatever. So I was able to put it together as a book during elementary school, and the kids at that time, they were like, oh my god, they were like, this is something new, refreshing. So they had me read the book in class every day. Like all the teachers were asking me to go and ask me to read the books to the classmates, and that was it was a tremendous experience because I never experienced it before. I was thinking just a normal story, but people they loved it, and they enjoyed what I was working with. So from then, I just been drawing ever since I was a kid, and then so all the way to high school is when I got serious with my story. I said, it's funny because at first I wanted to become a comic book artist, but then as time goes on, I was also into animation. So back in high school, they had a specials program called the what's it called, IT, information technology, and they had a class for animation. It was graphic design and animation, and they allowed me to work on. At that time, the animators would have they worked with what's that program called? Adobe Flash. Now it's called Adobe Animate. But back then we was working on back in the day. That's what people use. Newgrounds, same thing. That's what the old school people do. So we had Newgrounds, we had Adobe Flash, and that's when I started messing with working on animation and doing this, working on, I think I worked on web designs a little bit as well. So all this stuff, the school taught me as well. And then from there, I told myself, I'd rather just go be an animator because I love the movies, I love the cartoons, I love the shows. Like I said, I've been watching old cartoons since old, and then in the course of stuff, that time the MCU was new. It just came out with Iron Man.
What do you consider old cartoons?
Wait, no, wait. I got before you answer that, because I'm gonna hurt both our egos right now. You mentioned that you created Atlas, aka Waterman, when you're elementary school. What year was this?
I actually have it right here.
And did the year start with 2 or 1?
This was 2008.
Damn, man,
2008.
See,
and this is my.
It's right here, right here.
I just had a hernia. I just had a hernia just hearing that.
He said it started with a 2, sir.
No, he didn't just say it started with 2. He said 2008.
17 years ago.
I was deployed to Iraq in 2008. Where I was overseas getting. Man, listen.
I had my first kid, and he was about to start elementary school.
Hey, I will say at least that's when Ace Blade started. So we're about to, even though I'm way older than you, we're still on the time. We're still on a similar timeline. So I'll go with.
Hey, technically, my characters are actually younger than yours though, because my characters only started 10 years.
There you go. So, see,
hey, I just started late.
That's all right.
Really,
we all have our our backgrounds
and our journeys.
Got different
our little journeys. So, but it's funny because, like I said, I don't know why I still have it to this day, but I think my mother, I think she got a copy of it. She just left it in my room. So, but this is when I uh, read this around through elementary school, and then like I said, through high school is when I started changing it around. I changed the name because as time goes by, I was like, yeah, this name is not going to be doable. So, changed it to Atlas. I changed the story around, and that's where we are right now with Atlas.
Nice. I'm going to show some images of Atlas that you gave us for anybody that's on the stream. What is the premise of this story while I bring it up?
So Atlas is simply a story, and then when I approach the people, I would just say, think of Avatar meets Cyberpunk. And with this story, it's basically there's a group of race called the Elementals, and they're the first four people that were born with superpowers. And of course, we got water, fire, wind, and air. And this story revolves around this water guy named Atlas, who's on this eventual quest to find his missing mother because his mother's been missing for 6 months. And everything ties into this elite group called the Elites. And their goal and mission is that they want to bring back the world that it used to be where they were on the top. So back then, the elementals were the first dominant species. And to where we are right now, the world is just, there's less of them now. So that their goal is to, tear down the walls of the city and basically be on top and be the dominant species on top. So you got elite war going on right in the middle of Atlas, just trying to find answers to where her mother went.
Nice. And I like how you connected with Avatar, because I was getting that same vibe off of the books I read. I was like, yeah, this has got some Avatar with some cyberpunk a little bit mixed in there. It's definitely cool. I mean, you gave us this other one of Atlas with some random character. I don't know what this is.
Random purple dude.
Random purple dude with a sword. Generic looking character, but Atlas looks amazing. What is his abilities? What is his powers? Things like that.
So Atlas has the powers of water. He can literally transform and convert water to any form of state. In the book, he knows how to transform to ice. So like he can create like ice power weapons, like an arm cannon. He can turn his arms into like spears. And throughout the story, he kind of goes on a journey to learn more about who he is and what is to come. Because as you see in the title, it's called Rise of the Elemental Legends. So throughout the story, you get to see that there's more to the story than just Atlas and the elites. Like there's a whole race of people that he has yet to know, and he has while he's discovering that, he's finding out the secrets behind his background about what was going on with his mother, how she tied into the elites. So it's a whole journey along throughout the process of how we came to be.
Nice. And you have 2 issues out right now, correct?
Yep, 2 issues.
But you're working on a 3rd one?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I think I announced earlier, we just did scripts for issue 3 and 4. Because originally issue 3 was going to be, so we reached kind of like the climax of the first arc. And then after revising and talking with my editor, we decided to just split the 2. So as of right now, the writing is done for issues 3 and 4, which is going to be called Group Therapy Part 1 and Part 2, where literally after the second book is when things kick off. And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. So Waffle-Boy, like I heard you say earlier, Waffle-Boy is your brother's story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, I thought it was all you. I remember, when I saw you doing the Kickstarter for it, I was like, okay, I see Tarik got something else kind of dope. And it's a manga, right?
His brother's name is Javon. He's the writer and creator.
Mm-hmm.
It says it on the book, dude. Did you not read the book?
I wasn't paying attention, obviously. I've told you thousands of times, Kyron, I do not pay attention, especially when it comes to Kickstarter. If it's a person that I like or if it's an artist that I like, I'm just going to back it, and then I'll read it eventually. I'll get the book, and I'll read it eventually, but I'm just going to get it to support, and then when I read it, I can talk about it online.
Okay.
To be fair, I'm like that sometimes with Kickstarter. When I just see somebody I know and they're working the book, instead of just going right through the synopsis, I'll just say, you know what, I'll just back it. I'll read it later. That's how most of us do, unfortunately. And again, because we like to support our own. But yeah,
we all have those creators that we know we love, and we know that they're gonna come out with some dope stuff no matter what it is. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get it no matter what it is.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure, for sure.
All right, Waffle Boy. Sorry, I apologize. Waffle
No
Boy.
problem. So Waffle Boy, it's a very funny story because the idea actually came from my brother, who's 7 years younger than me, and so when he was a kid, he his first thing on the list is he loves waffles, and so he had this idea while he was very young that he wanted a waffle to be a superhero. So um, one time I think it was very young where it was late at night, we would sleep, and then my younger brother was up at night, and then he would put the blanket around his neck, and then he would come blasting through our door saying, "I'm Waffle Boy, defender of syrup." Just late at midnight, and again, it was hilarious. But then at first I was like, "What are you doing up late at night?" But second, it was hilarious because this is something he was passionate about. And so as time went by, when I went to college, when I went to the Arts Institute before the graduation, um, this class had a assignment where we had I think it was like a storyboard assignment where they want us to pitch the idea and kind of write a script around it. And so that for me, that was the prime opportunity to say, I came to my brother and say, this would be a good idea to see whether this would be a good market for people to be invested in. Because the way the story is for Waffle Boy is like it kind of reminds you of Saturday morning cartoons. It's very cheesy. It's very corny. But it's got heart. It's got family and so forth. So I pitched the idea at Art Institute, and I just wrote like a simple script. It wasn't a serious story yet. We were just trying to get the idea out the way, and by the time the script was done and I got through the assignments, I had people read through. I had some colleagues were reading through it, and it said, "Hey, that's a dope story. That would be great to see. Like I could definitely see it as a Saturday night cartoon thing." So from there, I was like, "Okay." So potential right there. People just love some silly cartoons, and they love the idea of waffle. A man, basically just a big waffle dude. And so from there with Waffle Boy, we first launched it as a web comic, and we had our very first Comic Con in, I think it was in Fairfax, Virginia, um, and at that time we just had the web comic, and we just had the Waffle Boy. Atlas wasn't there at the time. Atlas was not finished until later down the line. This was around like 2018, and this is when we went to our first Comic Con, and we just had people go to the table and sign up for the mailing list because we was going to launch it the week after that Comic Con, so that people can start reading the Waffle Boy webcomic, and so we was able to get like lots of people, and and like I said, people come to tell you, they say, "Where's Waffle Boy?" And we're like, just sign for the thing, and we had a lot of people. Some people were just you know people signed up the thing, and then when we launched it up, it blew up. People loved the concept. People loved the stories we were working on, and like I said, it wasn't like a big story until later. It was just like simple little clips of like, here's Waffle Boy going through a transformation. Here's him and his nemesis, French Toast. Here's his friend Andre, and he's building a clock because he'll every time he goes to sleep, he bangs the clock every like 156 time that he bangs it up. So here's him as an engineer. So it was just like little funny clips in there to the webcomic, and then from there, people were just they loved it. They said it was great, it was dope, and so I think down the line, we did like a few web comics, then we stopped it because I think I told my brother we should definitely do this as a full blown comic because especially in the market right now, because it reads like a manga as well too. But the fact that there's a lot of the superhero stuff nowadays, it's either serious or greedy at times, or it lacks like the fun and the charm and the family thing. So I was thinking this would be a good market for us to not only create something that's silly and funny, but something that will stand out to reach a audience, of all age. It's not just for kids, but for if the adults, want to get a good laugh here too. This was a great time for us to launch it because there's not really many books like Waffle Boy that's very funny and not super serious, corny, so forth. So we was able to uh, work on the script, work on the first issue, and get it out in the run. And so this year, or sorry, last year, that's when we launched it out. And again, it blew up. People people were not expecting to see a breathtaking superhero, and it was really dope. So, but again, I can't take the credit. That was my brother's idea. I just kind of like pushed him out and say, let's put this into a book.
Man, I love it. I know. So my son DJ is 13 now. But for the last 7 years, he's been reading. I know y'all have heard of Dogman, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Movie
So
comes out next week.
the
Oh
movie
no, that's
comes
Dog.
out.
Not Dog.
It comes out. So it's coming out soon. But it's like that. It kind of puts me in the vein of a Dogman book. It's fun. It's not something that that you should take too serious, but it also, like you said, has a lot of heart, has some emotion in there. It's just fun, and I think like you said, that's perfect for an all ages audience. And those kids grow up with those books, and even though he's a teenager now and he's into he's watching Corey Kenshin videos and into scary games and stuff like that, I guarantee you we're gonna be at the theater. We're gonna be at the movie theater when Dogman comes out, just like we were with all the Sonic movies. So
I think Dogman, the guy that created Dogman, was that the same guy that did Captain Underpants? Because I recognize the style. But I think it's from that same dude. Because what's funny is, if that's the case, when I was a kid, I read Captain Underpants.
Yeah.
It is. It's Dave Plicky.
Dave Plicky. Yep. Because as soon as I saw the trailer, I said, I recognize that style. He that looks familiar. I believe that's Dave. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the author and illustrator of Captain Underpants and Dogman. Yeah, I didn't even know that, but as soon as you said it, it made perfect sense.
No, and I commend you for making something that isn't, like you said, that's what everybody's making right now. The dark, gritty, I don't want to say Zack Snyder-ish stuff, but everybody's trying to make that next big thing that they're hoping to turn to a movie. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to make something that's fun and enjoyable that everybody can read no matter what age. And that's very commendable. Absolutely. Now you have another book though coming out, right? That's at least in the works.
Yes. So along with those two titles, there is another book they're working on, which is what I'm wearing right now, Cloud Assassin. She's still in the works. We haven't have a confirmed date yet. We're still working on the
show a picture you gave us of that, because that looks dope.
Yes. Now what's funny is this picture. This was just a fan, not really fan art, but just original character. So I was working on. So there was a art challenge in the summer called not Afro. It was Ninja August, which was to draw for the next 30 days. You're supposed to draw a different kind of ninja based upon the premise. So I took it upon myself to draw this character, this Cloud Assassin, and as you can see, she was heavily inspired by Storm. I think at that time the Woman King movie came out, and of course Black Panther. So I just had the idea. I said, what if we just had basically this girl with this white hair, and she's literally like assassin. And again, that was just a drawing that I just approached there. And I think I made it as a challenge on Kickstarter when I did Atlas. I said, if we get to this amount much money there, I'm gonna make her to an ongoing series. Because I had the idea there. I think I made the premise with her, because I was thinking of, what if we set this character back in the pre-colonialization time period, before everything was colonized, and she's like there's a race of Black people with white hair, but they have special abilities, and they're coming against like these mythical beasts, these dragons that are taken by these like this Yakuza combination. So that was just the idea that I put out when I made the picture. And so I put it on Kickstarter. I said, guys, if you want this to happen, let's blow it up. And so we reached that milestone and Kickstarter. And again, people were just blown by it. They said, "Wow, this is definitely something." And so with Cloud Assassin, that's something that I want to take my time with because this one I definitely want to touch with the deep roots of some of the African nations, especially back in the day with Ghana and some of the ancient African countries that we may not know of, along with especially Japan. So I kind of want to do like an African versus Japan mythologies. So that is the premise of Cloud Assassin that we're working on. But I promise you that there'll be some information coming on next year, not this year, but 2026.
I believe, didn't you do a animation of her a while back?
Yes, I did. I did a short animation clip of her just to show.
You mean this animation of her?
See, we right there. Kyron, come on now.
I got you.
That's it.
I will also say I'll be trying to convince my wife to cosplay this in the future.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's the one that I saw when I reached out to you about animation prices, and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. I said, yeah, that I understand it now.
Yeah.
I understand it now, but it's definitely worth it.
It's worth it though.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank
You do
you.
amazing work, man. It's great. All right, Kyron, is it time?
I'm ready when. Ooh, wait, I'm not 100% ready.
Okay, well,
Stall for like 20 seconds.
20 seconds? What you want me to do for 20 seconds?
I don't know. Just make up something.
So, what indie books do you want to work on, or do you have any?
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, there it is. There. I was trying.
I thought you'd be able to do that. My bad.
So, we are back with the first quick takes of 2025, which is awesome.
I didn't give you quick takes last week.
No. Did you? I don't think so.
Oh man. Okay.
I don't think so. So
we had to rewind it.
So, if you've never seen the show before, Quick Takes is a rapid Q&A session where we grill our guests on their deepest, darkest secrets from the internet. We're just going to ask you some questions to get to know you a little bit better. And as you see, you got 45 seconds to answer each question. So, question number 1, and this should be an easy one for you. I want to know, in the best breakfast that you could have, would you have pancakes, French toast, or waffles?
Okay. I would have waffles. Just waffles. If do I have to do like a top 3?
Yeah, give me the top 3.
Okay.
Rank
the 3.
So
waffles first, pancakes, and then French toast.
Oh,
now
wow.
I do like French toast, but I will put them as the low tier because pancakes and waffles are kind of like, in between. So, but waffles definitely number 1.
So you heard it first. Tarik thinks that waffles are a lot better than pancakes, and French toast is basically garbage. He's okay with it, but it's garbage. What he said.
Tarik hates French toast.
That's what I got out of that.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard too. Okay.
Oh, somebody write in the comments. I'm a French toast hater.
Terrible.
Tarik hates the French. That's what we're getting at.
Okay. Question number 2.
Our French audience, by the way.
Question number 2. And this is more of a statement than anything. But did you know you look just like your mother?
I did. I had. It's funny. I'll do a quick story, but yes, I do a lot like my mother. And the reason why is because there'd be a couple times when me and my mother would go together, like for like lunch or something, and we'd get approached by people saying, is that your husband? Is that your brother? So and so. Like they because we look so alike that they apparently, we're siblings, or we're either way, we're either siblings or husbands and wives, either or.
Yeah,
Which
man.
I'll take it.
I was scrolling through your pictures, and I was like, I thought it was your sister, but I saw I saw the white church hat, and I was like, oh, it's got to be his mama. It's got to be.
That's
Shout
a
out,
compliment to the mom, though.
yeah,
Definitely true.
yeah. Shout out to
My mom was like, hey, because like we had this one person that came to me and said, would you like to pass a check to your husband? And my mom's like, yeah, sure, pass it down.
well, shout out to Mama Holmes. Shout out to Mama Holmes. That's dope. That's dope. All right. Question number 3, and we already talked about this a little bit, but I'm gonna ask you again. Like I said, we shared the experience of the art institutes, and I say I learned a lot during my time there. That's where I got my graphic design degree from. I learned a lot. The classes were good and everything. It's unfortunate what happened with accreditation, but I would ask, do you think that you've learned more in your time in school? Did that inspire you to keep going, or just your experiences, as an artist? Which one, is more impactful to you now as an artist?
It's a good question. I would say my school would help me prepare for the experience, because with school they taught me a lot of the industry stuff that I haven't learned. So a lot of what the so like with Artist Institute, it taught me the animation industry, how they work, what are the what how production works, and that kind of like gave me an idea of how to progress throughout the experience. So I would say school for sure definitely progressed me into where I am right now, where I know how the industry works and I know what the standards are and so forth.
Absolutely. Shout out to
Shout out to
mom in
moms.
the
I knew
comments.
that.
Shout out to Mr.
Shout
Tia.
out to mom.
Shout out to Mr. Tia Holmes in
Hi,
the
Mom.
comments. I hope you're proud. I hope you're proud of your boy.
She
I don't
is.
know. I don't know how long you've been watching, but we love his work, and he's gonna do great things. So, question number 4. Now I'm gonna make you make a hard decision. Okay.
God.
Question number 4. You, from this point forward, can never do another Atlas book, another Waffle Boy. You can never finish Cloud. You can never do another indie project. But you get to pick one mainstream project to do for the rest of your life. What do you pick and why?
That's a good question. I think I would do probably Static Shock. Because I feel like Static Shock doesn't get enough recognition and a lot of
Now, are we
attention.
saying Static Shock the cartoon?
Or
Static the comic book?
Oh, I like both of them for equally different.
Static Shock is just the cartoon. That's why I'm.
No,
okay.
Stop. No, Kyron. There is a Static Shock comic book too.
There is a Static Shock comic book.
Nope.
It is Milestone Static. Milestone Static. They did have a Static Shock comic book also.
Yeah. Was that after the cartoon or before?
That was the new. That was the new 52 relaunch, but then they changed it back to Static.
It's definitely after the cartoon, but there was a brief Static Shock comic book.
Yeah. So the transparency, I had to choose between Static and Spider-Man, but I didn't choose Spider-Man because, unfortunately, the way the current market is right now with Spider-Man which is why I don't want to get involved, because I imagine how frustrating can be with a lot of the issues going on with the story. I feel like with Static, you have a little bit more flexibility with what to do with the characters, since especially recently, Milestone Static is definitely one of the iconic books out there, and people starting to love it. But I definitely will work on Static for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I think that'll be dope, man. I think a lot of people would love to see Static more. They've made Static a little more gritty in the recent Milestone books. Even the Joe Illich run. I don't know if y'all are reading Shadow Cabinet right now, but the Joe Illich book, Static is a little dark. He's a little dark in there.
It is kind of dope.
The original Milestone run was a little dark in itself too, though.
That's very true. It was. So, But yeah, I would love to see that, man. I would actually love to see you do some static artwork, man. That'd be dope. But anyway, all right. So question number 5. Now I have another show called Top 5 Live where we do a top 5 list every week. That's a show with me, Javon Stokes, Morgan Iverson, and Justin Thornton. So what I like to do on this show is give our guests a top 5 list to do right off the top of their heads. Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you and I share another commonality. You're a fan of Star Trek, right?
Not Star Trek, Star Wars.
Oh.
I'll switch it real quick.
Okay. Well then, if you're a fan of Star Wars, I think Kyron, you're a fan of Star Wars, right?
I'm a fan of Star Trek too, so
Yeah,
I don't know why you left me out the first time, but whatever.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. Okay, so I want you to give me your top 5 Star Wars characters from 5 to 1. 5 being your least, and number 1 being your favorite.
Okay,
45 seconds.
The top 5. Okay, so definitely Darth Vader is number 1.
I said you're breaking rules. I said start at 5.
Okay, so let me go back. So Star Wars characters. Okay. Luke Skywalker.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh God. The what's his name? His master, the one from the first movie.
Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan's master.
Yeah.
Oh, Obi-Wan's Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon, yes. Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and oh God.
Darth
Anakin.
Vader. Okay.
Darth Vader. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You hit the big ones. Qui-Gon Jinn is that's a dope one.
He's the OG.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I guess since I got my purple lightsaber handy always, you know what I'm saying? Where can I put it? I gotta get up on my Star Wars, man. I haven't been watching the new what's the show that just came out with the kids?
Is it Acolyte?
No, it's
no. It's
God, I can't
Ratchet
remember the name.
Crew, something I don't know.
Oh, Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew. That's what it is.
Yeah. I gotta get caught up. I haven't been on my Disney Plus as much, but I did finally watch The Last Dragon this month. I was having a bad time. I was trying to figure out. I had called Morgan about this because I was having a tough time mentally and physically to start this year, and I had realized I had not watched Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon in more than 30 days. It had been more than 30 days since I watched it, and I was like, I realized why I'm having a tough time. So I watched it, and I'm back on balance. So thank you for doing that for us, man. Quick Takes is brought to you by Gemini Comic Supply. If you go to Gemini and use the promo code AceBlade, you'll get 10% off on your orders. Fish said, "Come on now, man, y'all not up on it." So we appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Sorry, Mr. Fish.
All right, Tarik, we appreciate you being on. This has been a great show, but we want to make sure our fans follow you and keep up with you. So what are the best spots and the best spots to follow your work and to keep up with your upcoming products?
Hey, dope. I love that print. So you guys can
print, dude. The other character down there, I don't know who that is, but that Atlas character, amazing looking.
What? Don't. That's
Kyron be hating, bro. Kyron be hating because my purple character is a little better known than his purple character. That's all.
Yeah.
He hate.
Yeah, that's true.
that's my favorite guy. Don't diss him on that. So you guys can follow me on social media on Facebook, Instagram. We now got TikTok, thankfully. With the tagline ArtOfTDJ. We also have my books available on the website called tdjcomics.com. And I believe we're also on YouTube as well, which I will say I need to get back on my YouTube for sure. So definitely gonna work on some content probably the next month or so. So be sure to subscribe there as well. Same tagline, ArtOfTDJ.
Yeah, man,
Nice.
do some tutorials so we can learn how to color from you, man. We need that in our life.
Brian's been asking me to do tutorials, and I'm like, oh, I need to make the time.
Listen to Brian. Listen to Brian, man, because I'm telling you, some people get paid very good off those tutorials for sure.
Hey, I've been seeing Brian's work in progress when he's doing the coloring by himself. It looks really good.
Brian's getting good.
He's getting good. And he tapped me on and said, "Hey, I need you to, you need to give me some tips or something like that." So
yeah,
I got some work cut out for me. But yeah.
All right, Danny, where can people check out your work?
Y'all know me. The best place to go is fourthwallpros.com. And if you want to follow me on social media, it's at the AceBlade on all social media platforms. Also, check out AceBlade number 9. It's coming to Kickstarter very soon. Just go to Kickstarter and search for AceBlade, and you will find it. Kyron, where can people find you?
You can find me at tauruscomics.com. You can find all my books there. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me at Taurus Comics. I am on all social media platforms, including Blue Sky.
Not Kick.
Thread. Not what?
Not Kick.
Yeah, not Kick. We are never... Kick and kiss my... Now, if this is the first time you've ever checked out our podcast here at the Four Tails, you can go to our website, fourtailspodcast.com, listen to our previous episodes, buy some merchandise, support us. That is the number 4, TALES podcast.com. But please join us next week where we are going to have the amazing writer, Stephanie Williams, on the show, talking about her career in comics and what got her into this. So we're excited for that. But until next time, everybody, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.